what's interesting in this structure is the center stone, which is very reflective. So when the sun rises and comes through here, there's a beautiful reflection of light in the stone. And when you take photos with your camera, you'll see that reflection. You can see the whole circle in it, and that circle reflected in the stone.
The Calling of Stones, Stories from Kingston. Marbles, granite, pink alabaster, each speaking a Babylon tongue. Magma cools into rock, sand, soil, fans, rains, wind, roots flowing like currents. So thin is the stone's inner wall, so narrow is the path to love. In Chinese myths of creation, gods of fire and water had epic battles. The water god was defeated and banged his head into the stone that held the sky above the earth. The sky crashed down, fire, flood, and death all over the earth. Goddess Nuwa came to rescue. She smelted minerals into 5 colored rocks to repair the column, and used giant tortoises and dragons to hold the column that keeps the sky above the earth. She brought back plants and trees, recreated mammals, including humans, with mud. The earth thrived with life again. Such stone story exists in almost every creation myth, in every culture. In Wisconsin, a farmer, Kristine Beck, materialized the myth and created a kingdom of wonders and imaginations with stones. A megalithic park named Kingston, spreading 15 acres on the rolling hills along the Mississippi, overlooking the historical Fountain City. Some rocks weigh 35 tons and reach 23 feet tall. Some stand in a circle, welcoming sunlight at spring and fall equinox, summer and winter solstice. Some wind into a maze, lead us into the space where we become infinite through the light of solstice and equinox. Some stands alone as Lancelot, guarding the park with his fierce love and faith. Each stone has a story to tell if we listen. Each stone embraces us like a mother, father, lover, friend, if we let them. Each stone loves us unconditionally, like sky and earth, if we love them back unconditionally. Kristine loves stones, and stones love her back unconditionally. Kingston quickly attracted thousands of viewers. Its beauty and power spread across Midwest and the rest of the country.
We welcome your infinite wonder.
We welcome you.
Blessings to all of our ancestors, to those who lived before us. We welcome your wisdom.
We welcome you.
It has begun. So today here in the Northern Hemisphere, it's midsummer. It's also called summer solstice. This day, the sun appears to stand still as it hits its northernmost point of its cyclical dance with the earth. Today is when the daylight lasts longest on all days of the year. Since the beginning of time, our ancestors have marked this day with ritual and celebration. Although today we see and enjoy more light, we also know that from this day forward, the daylight will shorten until winter solstice comes around again and we enjoy the shortest day of the year. And we all know, and maybe did you know, that there are thousands of ancient sites and monuments around the world that were created specifically to mark and honor the movement of the sun on the equinoxes and the solstices of life. Kinstone is an echo of these ancient places, and we echo these celebrations of the ancients to honor the light, which is the northernmost part of its eastward journey, and it appears to stand still there. After today, it's going to appear to move further east until equinox on September 21st or 22nd. It will be at due east, which is this stone that I'm facing and pointing to right now. So by September, the sun will no longer rise way up here. It will rise at due east. And then it will continue its journey, apparently, to us until winter solstice, when it will arise between the two chair stones that are beyond the circle over there. So at winter solstice, the sun appears to stand still at this more southerly point in its journey. And then the days start getting longer again, and it moves back towards east. So in March, it's at due east again. And then by June, it's back here. So we can see this beautiful dance of the sun as it goes between the north and the south and the east here. And at solstice, it's way over here in the north for summer. This is a time when our intentions and seeds that we planted in the spring are hungry for some fuel to help them grow. And the long, luxurious days of summer bring the nourishing light of the sun, making our plantings thrive, and in this same light, we thrive. It reminds us that there is hope in the world. We are connected through that water, and we are also one body of people, despite all the various flavors of people we've got. We're all one.
And we are all water. We're 75% of water.
Right.
We are water. And there will be materials, art materials, and I hope everyone here is willing to write your wishes and print your wish on the fabric, and they will travel around the world continuously and join the force of
Right.
prayer flags.
If anyone wishes to stay afterwards to do that, we would love to have you. We have 2 art stations in the building, and we can set up more out here or outside, so we can all have a chance to make a flag. All the materials are available.
In 2022, Franconia Sculpture Park selected Kingston to host Kinship of Rivers project for public installations throughout its open season, from May 1st to fall equinox, with artists Joe Lerro and Wang. Kinship of Rivers is an international water project. Ping has been traveling along rivers to awaken our love for the earth through poetry, art, music, food, and prayer flags. Joe is an ecobiology artist. He met Ping at Soap Factory during her art installation show in 2014. They decided to collaborate. In 2019, after 5 years of preparation, they traveled across Zambia and Tanzania with poetry, music, and art, from the Victoria Falls all the way to Kilimanjaro and Victoria Lake, the headwaters of the Nile. Their prayer flags sowed many seeds for clean water and mountains. Now they found a perfect home to celebrate water, soil, and sky with prayer flags from above around the world at Kingston, as fellows of Foreground, Midwest Land Art Biannual. On May 1st, we gathered at Kingston. we prepared the ground with music, poetry, birds for visitors to make prayer flags. Joe sowed black beans, built the welcome gate with black locust wood, and we decorated it with the new flags. They fluttered through spring, summer, and fall, each movement a blessing and prayer for the beans to sprout, grow, flower, and fruit. And the beans responded. They grew happily under the blue sky, protected by stones, nurtured by water and soil and sunlight, on the sacred ground of Kingston. On summer solstice, we gathered again, wrapped the Stonehenge with prayer flags from the local and the world, to receive the light of the longest day through the paths lined by giant stones. Hundreds of people sang and danced and celebrated, in person, online. Native elder Al Baker beat the drums and sang as we held hands and danced to the rhythm and heartbeat of the earth, sky, and stones. Where are you from?
We are from over by Lake Winnebago,
Oh, wow.
close
Okay.
to the Appleton area.
Okay. So what brought you here?
We were traveling along the Mississippi River and we saw this on Facebook and thought, it looks like a peaceful place. We need to stop here.
Wonderful. This idea started actually with Mississippi River, because I was a poetry professor at McAllister at St. Paul,
Okay.
and I live on the bank of the Mississippi River, and I was born in Shanghai, the end of the Yangtze River.
Oh.
So when I do research, I always end up like in Tibet, traveling along the Yangtze River. Then I do research here. I always do work along the Mississippi River. So this project actually was birthed on top of the Everest.
Oh.
And, so I just saw all the like massive Tibetan prayer flags, and I just thought I'm going to borrow the idea and bring the Mississippi and Yangtze River together through prayer flags, but with poetry. Was everyone was making their prayer, right, through poetry and art, to get people become more aware how beautiful our earth is and how beautiful our river is. So like today you appeared at this site at fall equinox, so you're like angels sent by some higher spirits. What's your dog's name?
Oh, Chevy?
Chevy.
Chevy.
Hi, Chevy.
This is
Hey,
He's
you
old.
like the prayer flags, huh?
He's 17 years old.
Wow. We have prayer flags materials at the center. Please make a prayer on the flags. Put your art and your heart on the flag. And this is a happy project. The flags come from the 7 major rivers like the Mississippi, the Yangtze, Amazon, Nile.
Saw that.
Yeah, and Ganges, and many. And then they went up to the Everest twice. Then 2019, Joe and I, we went with a team. We went to the top of the Kilimanjaro.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So they have been, to places and brought back all the blessings from mountains and rivers, and then bless new places and be blessed by. On fall equinox, we gathered again to harvest what we sowed. beings, poetry, art, prayer flags, and joy. We hung thousands of prayers on Lancelot through a little hole on top, tied to the earth. It was just magnificent. Blue sky, flags, prayers, all held steady by the stone. Our prayer has come true. We've built a living sculpture garden to celebrate our oneness with the earth through water, soil, light, wind, plants, poetry, stories, and art. And it was just gorgeous. No word could describe the joy and beauty. Only wind, only water, only light, only stones, whistling and humming in the wind through our devotion, our prayers for peace on earth. And how else could we celebrate this oneness but with poetry from the world? Stones under the weight of the sea. We sing into the wind, pockets heavy with gifts. That feel of stone in hand, that smell, that taste, that color and shape of ground mass polished to a section, that accumulation of strata sleeping under forests, sculpted by splashing, that breathing of minerals, that order of the universe, that wonder, that awe, that light of the last autumn day, that wet breath impossible to say in words, all said in the stone.
Remember the sky you were born under. Know each of the stars' stories. Remember the moon, know who she is. Remember the sun's birth at dawn, that is the strongest point of time. Remember sundown and the giving away tonight. Remember your birth, how your mother struggled to give you form and breath. You are evidence of her life and her mother's and hers. Remember your father, he is your life also. Remember the earth whose skin you are, red earth, black earth, yellow earth, white earth, brown earth. We are earth. Remember the plants, trees, animal life who all have their tribes, their families, their histories too. Talk with them, listen to them. They are alive poems. Remember the wind, remember her voice. She knows the origin of this universe. Remember that you are all people and all people are you. Remember that you are this universe and this universe is you. Remember that all is in motion, is growing, is you. Remember language comes from this. Remember the dance language is that life is. Remember.
Now you can count them 6 by 6.
In Mississippi, they got it fixed.
Then you can count them 7 by 7.
Mississippi, it ain't no heaven.
And you can count them 8 by 8.
And they were thrown in because of hate.
Then you can count them 9 by 9.
In Mississippi, this ain't no crime.